Prvi put u istoriji Finske dogodila se pucnjava u školi. Bilo je to 1989. godine, kada je 14-godišnji dečak upucao dvoje svojih školskih drugara. Mediji su tada izveštavali da je dečak prethodno bio žrtva vršnjačkog nasilja.
And I think that's what really had brought bullying on the agenda, and there was a lot of concern.
Ali su i norme u finskom društvu tada bile drugačije.
Yeah, there was a lot of fighting and mocking and making fun names of you and like how we solved them. Well, we solved them after school.
Then bullying was considered more normal than today. And it was parents' responsibility to take care of the bullying cases. So teachers just teach mostly, and it was at home that all the rules were taught.
If there was a bullying case, maybe then there was discussion, but yeah, there was no preventive actions taken and no discussion about emotions.
There was no talking about bullying. I think it was like, well, it's normal when there are children. They are doing sometimes bad things for each other. It was, we didn't understand how harmful it can be for the rest of child's life if there is bullying.
A onda se finskom društvu dogodio novi šok. U samo godinu dana, 2007. i 2008. u dvema školama ubijeno je 18 ljudi i ranjeno 23. Ubice su imale 18 i 22 godine.
Unfortunately, it seems that it's very often the case that something really sad happens and then some action is taken after that.
KiVa comes from kiusaamista vastaan.
Kiusaamista vastaava.
Kiusaamista vastaan.
Kiusaamisvapaa.
It means nice and fun.
Like good or like happy.
And it's basically just like be nice to everybody.
But when I searched it up because I was interested in what does it really mean, and it showed up that it is against the bullying.
It means that we don't support bullying in our school and everyone should be safe.
Pre sada više od 15 godina sa univerziteta u gradu Turku na jugozapadu Finske potekao je KiVa program protiv vršnjačkog nasilja. Njegova kreatorka, profesorka Kristinom Salmivali, kaže da su u njegovoj osnovi 3 elementa: prevencija, intervencija i stalni monitoring.
The schools really wanted it. They really asked for it because it was not told by the ministry to all schools that you must implement this program, but it was really voluntary for schools. And we had online registration where schools were able to announce that they are willing to start implementing the program. And we had to close down the online registration because so many schools wanted to start immediately that we were not able to do all this training. So that's how some of the schools had to be on a waiting list for 1 year before they could come along. So they really wanted it.
Vieläkö sulle tulee mieleen niistä tunteista muuta, että mitä se kiusaaminen herättää? Eli mitkä niistä tunteista voisi liittyä siihen kiusaamistilanteeseen? Ota vaan sieltä. Joo. Nyt Aston sieltä valitsi sen, mikä tavallaan tämä tunnetila oli. Pelko. Mitä muuta? Suru ja viha. Ujous. Tuleeko vielä mieleen muuta? Kyllä. Eli kiusaaminen saattaa myös sitten aiheuttaa niitä häpeän tunteita. Miksi minä juuri olen joutunut kiusatuksi?
Škole su konačno imale nešto konkretno što mogu da koriste i što je najvažnije da je to nešto što nije jednokratan ili kratkoročan projekat, već je sastavni deo kurikuluma koji traje. Prilagođava se vremenu, društvenim promenama i okolnostima, ali traje.
Grade 1 is quite intensified KiVa program year, and then grade 2 as well, and then in our school. And then on grade 3 we revise what was done on grades 1 and 2, and then 4 and 5 are intense again, and 6 is revision. And also in the secondary school, 7 and 8 more intensified, and 9 revision.
U praksi to znači da dete do punoletstva uči kako se bori i nosi sa vršnjačkim nasiljem, kako se ophodi prema drugima, uči o empatiji, o svojim i tuđim osjećanjima.
I often compare it to a vacuum cleaner or hoover, you know. You have to use it systematically every week or more often, otherwise your house will not be clean, no matter how effective vacuum cleaner you have in your closet.
Svi koji se bave KiVa programom koriste ujednačene i vremenu i kulturi prilagođene materijale, pa tako postoje uputstva, lekcije, knjige, videoigrice, testovi i različiti videoklipovi kako za decu, tako i za nastavnike i roditelje.
Often in those KiVa lessons we have like role play things where we try to think about how others feel and how should we act in the situation constructively rather than starting to arguing or blaming others.
I saw like one child that was bullied, and I said to the bully to stop.
I've had one situation where my friend was being bullied, so I had to go and take him out of the situation, and then I talked to him about what happened and everything.
Pitäisi kertoa aikuiselle tai muuten jotenkin puuttuu kiusaamiseen, sanoa kiusaajalle, että niin ei saa tehdä tai niin.
If they harass you and they will not stop, you're allowed to call the cops, which is something I nearly did, but hopefully never has to happen.
And other thing is, don't take part in bullying. And also, if there's another kid who's being bullied, stand by his side and say, stop, don't bully it. Also, if you're the kid being bullied, you also have to stay strong, stand your ground and say, no, stop it.
Uobičajeno prve osobe kojima se deca obraćaju su njihovi učitelji, sa kojima su deca u Finskoj zaključno sa 6. razredom, a oni potom o slučaju obaveštavaju školski KiVa tim.
We always do the same things. When class teacher informs us, KiVa team, and then we meet the victim at first. And we hear what has happened, what is the situation, how was the victim treated. And then after that, we meet the pupil who has bullied. And then he or she promises to do something nice for the victim. And then we have pause. It's about 2 or 3 weeks. And then we meet them again. Sometimes we need to meet them several times, but we don't stop. And we meet them again and again.
There is also some cases that it's not enough that KiVa team is working with the children. Then we have a school social worker who also helps us.
No, KiVa team doesn't give any punishments. Yeah, but of course class teacher has the rules for the class, and there is punishment if you bully others.
We think that that's the most important thing, that the one who is bullying understands that it's wrong, and we don't punish. We just want to see if he or she can change his or her behavior, and that's the main thing.
Kysymys on, mistä sinä tiedät, että on kyse kiusaamisesta?
No, että jos vaikka sitä on nähty jatkuvasti, niin sitä samaa kiusaamista samalle tyypille. Sen tietää siitä, että sillä on paha mieli.
No sen tietää siitä, että jos siinä on vaikka yksi ihminen, joka Ja sitten siinä on se toinen ihminen, jota se kiusaa, niin sitten jotkut on vielä kannustamassa sitä toista, joka yrittää kiusata sitä toista kiusattua.
Ärsyttää ja se näyttää siltä, että sillä olisi sellainen olo, että se ei enää haluaisikin tulla kouluun. Se, että jos se sanoo toiselle, että lopeta ja ne toiset ei lopeta.
Osim u retkim i ekstremnim slučajevima, KiVa program protiv vršnjačkog nasilja podrazumeva da su roditelji samo pismeno informisana strana. I to ne na samom početku procesa, već kada se neki rezultat postigao.
They don't come to school, they are not in the process or in the meetings. Because the whole idea is that the pupils have to understand what they have done and take responsibility.
Because we want that children themselves change their behavior, and then we can tell to parents that yes, your child has bullied, but he or she has changed his behavior.
Roditelji su se u početku bunili, ali su vremenom uglavnom prihvatili svoju ulogu.
In my personal opinion, I would say that it would be good if the parents would be in the solving situation as well. Because then the parents see, if they don't know how to solve these kind of things, then they have the support from school, support from teacher, and then they have solved that kind of problem as together.
What would you do if your child come home and said, I had problems in school?
I would ask him what kind of problems. Then I would be contacting the teacher, and if he's on his same classmate in the same class, I would contact the person's parents as well and let them know this thing about as well.
So you think you should call the parents?
Well, I'm the parent of my kids, so I have to put the things forward. So that's why I don't. Teachers have many things to do, and if they could be missing these kind of things, and if my kid feels bad about something what happened in school, of course I have to talk about it with the teacher and kid and so on.
I was bullied a little bit in first and second grade.
Then what did you do?
Well, I tell my mom, and my mom messaged my principal, and yeah.
Sometimes when the teacher goes outside of the room, there's some bullying there, but then usually it's like during the recess break.
One of them was something that was just bullying for fun, and then the other one was a bit more serious, but I'm not going to go into details.
Like in saying some bad words to me, or kind of like, basically saying bad words to me.
They stole her pencils and they made her like cry, and all the girls were being so mean to her.
Po pravilu, da bi nešto bilo karakterisano kao nasilje, mora da traje, da se ponavlja i da se jasno vidi ko je žrtva, a ko nasilnik.
Well, I remember one teacher told me that this is very simple. You saw it from their face. So, I mean, of course there can be teasing and there can be, friends, for instance. In a group of friends, people can tease each other, and today I say something funny and we all laugh about you, and tomorrow you say something funny about me and we all laugh. But it's very different, the power dynamics, because in bullying there is clearly someone who is suffering and who is always the one who is put down.
The power differential can come, for instance, from the fact that there are more bullies towards one victimized student, or that the bullies are older or physically stronger, or things like that. Somehow there is a power imbalance between the bully and the victimized child.
Rarely we have simply a black and white situation here, because there are pupils who want to irritate each other on purpose. And that's why we want to meet them both and have a good conversation, what has happened and what they both can do better. And then, as I said before, there are those bosses who want power in the class. And they want to influence other pupils. And then really there are very highly sensitive persons, and they react quite strongly to situations, and they get easily bullied.
Osim na žrtvu i na nasilnika, KiVa program dodatnu pažnju obraća na posmatrače, takozvane neme odobravaoce.
No siis ne on hiljaiset hyväksyjät ja niiden rooli on myös tosi tärkeä, että niiden pitäisi kertoa, mutta aika usein ne vaan istuu ja katsoo eikä tee sille mitään.
If there's just a bully and then the person that's been bullied, then for say the bully could lie about it and it's not 100% sure. But if there's a bystander, they could definitely help in case of the person who's being bullied.
They should to tell the teachers and not just watch, and do something about it.
Very often bystanders are in a way part of the problem. You know, when someone is bullying another child, there are usually others present. And very often these others, even though they don't approve of bullying, if you ask them in private, they still often go along, or they may be laughing when someone is being ridiculed, or they provide some signals to the bullies, you know, that are showing that this is funny or this is okay.
And we really teach the children that there are different roles and that everybody who knows about bullying is involved in the case. So even if you don't do anything about it, it means that you're accepting it, and that cannot be happening.
And if they together decide that we don't want this to happen in our school, that's much, then the chances of reducing bullying successfully is much higher than just adults telling kids that you shouldn't do this and you shouldn't do that. But really the disapproval from peers can be have a very strong impact.
Uspešnost rada KiVa tima meri se na godišnjem nivou ispitivanjem učenika, roditelja i nastavnika, a istraživanje sprovodi FINEK, nezavisno telo koje prati uspešnost obrazovnog sistema u Finskoj. Njihovi podaci za prošlu godinu kažu da se više od polovine ispitanika osjećalo osnaženo u grupi vršnjaka, a preko 70% misli da je program sprečio slučajeve nasilja.
So in our school, I haven't really seen bullying like outside or anything, because we have KiVa team here.
The benefits are definitely like if you need help from bullying, you should definitely go to KiVa because it'll definitely sort it out.
It'll help people that might be bullied or are bullying to realize that I should do this or I should not do this.
You can learn how to defend your friends and yourself and other people.
The good side of it is it actually affects on the whole group and the group spirit, and it kind of builds up for anti-bullying, so preventing bullying before it even happens, to make the social connection stronger between the children, and that everybody would feel safe and comfortable in the class. And then for teachers' point of view, the materials and activities that are ready-made are really good, and they go along with our curriculum very well.
You can actually see that bullying and victimization goes down already after first year of the implementation.
Not only reductions in bullying and victimization, but also increases in school liking, less social anxiety among students, better peer climate, you know, overall. So there were very many positive effects, and we have reported them for more than 10 years in scientific journals now.
KiVa program je razvijen i skrojen u Finskoj spram potreba finskog društva, kulture i obrazovnog sistema. Međutim, kako kaže njegova kreatorka, deca su svuda deca. Nasilje među njima je gotovo isto i mehanizmi koji stoje iza njega također su vrlo slični. Zato je KiVa program moguće primeniti i van Finske, pa je tako vremenom sastavni deo kurikuluma u školama u oko 20 zemalja širom sveta.
So we know that it, for instance, works well in Estonia, in Italy and in other cultural settings as well. So there are certain, like the core of KiVa seems to work in different cultures, but of course there are local things that you need to take into account, like legislation, for instance. If by law the schools need to do something, so obviously then the schools need to follow that. But the core of the program, the bullying phenomenon as such is the same globally.
Well, sometimes individual schools contact us and they say we would like to have this program, and in that case we always have to say that unfortunately it's not possible. We want that there is a partner organization in the country. So there should be an organization which is resourceful enough or big enough or strong enough to support the schools that start implementing the program, because we want that there are some people who are ready to respond to questions, to help the schools, to train the school personnel and so on.
To mogu da budu ljudi iz ministarstava ili sekretarijata, ali ne vladinog sektora, sa univerziteta ili privatnih kompanija. Te organizacije šalju ljude na obuku u Finsku i kada postanu sertifikovani treneri mogu da počnu da uspostavljaju program u školama sa materijalima za đake, nastavnike i roditelje prilagođene lokalnoj kulturi i mentalitetu. Pilot projekat se obično radi u minimum 10 škola i računa se da pripreme traju oko godinu dana.
And why do you think some students bully others?
Sometimes it's for like popularity, and sometimes it's even for like money. Like sometimes they bully, like if you don't give me money, then I'm gonna bully you or something.
I think it's because when they bullied once, and then that person started crying or like felt sad about it, then they just started doing it. It's like their hobby at school. Mainly because probably they're jealous of them, because they have they have things, and also they can be better sometimes than them.
For example, I've been said like, oh my god, what is this thing here? Like this I wear, it's like Indian culture. Sometimes people bully about their cultures, and that's not a good thing to do.
Most of the time bullying happens because there's something in the bully's life that's sad. So it's not always the bully's fault.
Children are so different from each other. Some pupils, something happens, they don't feel at all this is bullying. But then there are more sensitive pupils who feel easily bullied, and it's important that pupils understand that you have to see that there are so different persons in classroom, and you can't do same things with everybody.
No hyvän mielen lahja, siellä puhutaan niistä hyvän mielen lahjoista. Mitä tarkoitetaan hyvän mielen lahjalla? Mikä on hyvän mielen lahja? Säkin saat nyt kotitehtäväksi tänään hyvän mielen lahjan antamisen jollekin. Mitä se tarkoittaa se hyvän mielen lahjan antaminen? Kuka muistaa?
No vaikka sanomalla sille moi ja hei ja antaa halin ja sano heippa sitten kun lähtee.
Okei.
Voi kannustaa ja tsempata sitä.
Yes, kannustaa ja tsempata.
And how do you think that children should treat each other?
I think it's kind of like the golden rule. People should treat each other how they would like to be treated, and like think before they do something.
No one should be afraid to come to school, and everyone should be safe at school and not be scared of anything.
Kaikkia pitäisi kohdella samalla tavalla, eli ei saa kiusata ja pitää arvostaa muiden mielipiteet.
I think everyone should be nice to each other, no matter what their race or language, or everyone should just be nice to each other.
It's a school to study, not bullying. And even if you bully, it's like a really, really bad thing to do.
Let's try not to bully anybody. We are all same, we are all equal. Like, not to be like if there's somebody who has special needs that, hey, don't pick up this person, that it's not okay. We are all the same, we are same kids, we are on the same line, that it's not okay to mock somebody who's like a little bit different like than you.
But I think now it's a bit more difficult to recognize, because it might happen also outside the school hours, online, in WhatsApp, in whatever social media they are using. But of course, when it affects the school, of course, it's our business to make sure that the children are safe.
It's so easy nowadays to spread like something incorrect message about the kids, or some stupid videos or pictures, or like it's I would say it's bad effect to have this kind of social media for so young kids, and it's basically impossible to watch out because those kids are smarter than us, which is unfortunate.
In our school there are papers where children can go by QR code to Someturva and tell about bullying that's happening in internet, for example, and they can do that anonymously.
Pred izazovima interneta i cyberbullinga zadatak KiVa tima je da program i lekcije prilagođavaju i nastave da traju i nadamo se primenjuju i dalje po svetu. Jer kada pričate sa Fincima, neće vam reći da su najsrećniji narod na svetu, ali da su ponosni na svoju bezbednost.
But of course, how much work we do, there is always bullying, because there are children and they have to learn how to behave with other pupils. And I think KiVa work is good because we try to help children to understand things they can't do when they are with other people. Yeah, they have to learn it. They don't know it by themselves.
They are like seriously taking these things, like they are not just gonna put it aside, so they are like seriously focusing that, hey, this is not okay, that we have to talk about this and like making sure that this doesn't happen again.
So do you feel that your child is much safer today in school,
yeah,
or when you were?
100%.